Democracy. One word, 8 letters, billions believe in it, but most can't explain it. You, me, every Indian gets one vote. But what does that one vote actually give us? Saudi Arabia has elections. China has a parliament. North Korea has a constitution. But none of them are democracies. They told us we live in a democracy. We vote, we choose, we speak. But what if I told you all of that can exist, even in a dictatorship? We've been told democracy is the best form of government, but most people don't actually know what democracy means. And you're about to find out. Welcome to What is Democracy? And why do we need democracy?
When a minister leaves office, they don't go back to being like an ordinary person. They become the head of a bank or director of a big company.
The history of democracy is full of examples.
The word democracy comes from the Greek words demos, meaning people, and kratia, meaning rule. So, in its simplest form, democracy is rule by the people. So, is democracy just about elections and speeches? Abraham Lincoln once said democracy is government of the people, by the people, and for the people. To get a complete understanding of democracy, we must understand the 4 pillars of democracy. Democracy is more than just a word. It stands on 4 key pillars. Let's break them down one by one, simply and clearly. Pillar 1. Major decisions by elected leaders. In 1999, General Musharraf led a coup in Pakistan. Though elections were held, the real power rested with him and his military council, not with the people's representatives. In a true democracy, the final decision-making power must lie with leaders elected by the people, not with monarchs, dictators, or military generals. Let's look into another case study. In Myanmar, democracy was gaining ground. The people elected Aung San Suu Kyi's party in a landslide victory in 2020. But in February 2021, the military rejected the results, seized power, and arrested elected leaders. Even though elections were held, the final power shifted back to unelected generals. The will of the people was overruled, and democracy collapsed overnight. This is exactly why democracy isn't just about elections. It's about who holds the power after the votes are counted. I repeat, it's about who holds the power after the votes are counted. Even in India, which is considered as the world's largest democracy, power has been misused. In 1975, Prime Minister Indira Gandhi declared a national emergency. For 21 months, civil liberties were suspended. The press was censored. Opposition leaders were jailed without trial, and the government used to rule by decree, not by public consent. Yes, the leaders were elected, but during the emergency, the people lost the power to question them. It reminds us, in a true democracy, elected leaders must not only win power, they must also govern within limits. Pillar 2. Free and fair electoral competition. What if you could vote, but only for one party? In China, only Communist Party-approved candidates can contest. In Mexico, for 71 years, one party won every election using unfair tactics. Russia holds regular elections, but real opponents are often disqualified, arrested, or even exiled. Independent media is suppressed. The outcome is predictable. Vladimir Putin's party always wins. Elections happen, but with no real freedom to choose. It's not democracy. It's controlled continuity. Iran has elections for its president and parliament. But here's the catch. Before anyone can stand for election, they need permission from a group of powerful religious leaders called the Guardian Council. They often block opposition candidates, so people can only vote for those already approved by the rulers. It looks like democracy, but it's not real choice. It's filtered. So we must understand that just having elections isn't enough. Democracy must offer real choices, real competition, and the possibility of real change. Pillar 3. One person, one vote, one value. In Saudi Arabia, women weren't allowed to vote or stand in elections until 2015. For decades, half the population had no voice in the political process. Here, even though Saudi Arabia is not a democratic country, but it does allow limited local elections for municipal councils. These councils handle things like roads, sanitation, and local development. When women vote or get elected to these councils, they can influence real decisions within their communities. Another example of the United States, which is known as one of the world's oldest democracies, the voter ID laws, purging of voter rolls, and limited polling stations in poor and black neighborhoods have made it harder for some citizens to vote. There are fewer voting booths, which causes people to wait in long lines or travel far just to cast their vote. So even though everyone has the right to vote, some people face more problems than others. That's why real democracy isn't just about having the right to vote. It's about making sure everyone can actually use it conveniently. Pillar 4. Rule of law and respect for rights. Robert Mugabe's government in Zimbabwe held regular elections, but silenced opposition, controlled the media, and ignored the courts. North Korea holds elections, but there's only one candidate, and no freedom to protest, speak, or question. The courts and media belong to the state. This is dictatorship disguised as democracy. A real democracy guarantees citizens' rights, like freedom of speech, protest, and fair treatment under law, and no one is above the Constitution. But do you think that the democracy is always perfect? Let's be honest. Democracy isn't always perfect. It can be slow, messy, even frustrating. Critics say, leaders keep changing, decisions take forever, politicians lie and cheat. All true, but why choose democracy then? The first reason is it's accountable. In 1958, China suffered a famine where over 30 million people died. India, which was also poor, avoided such a disaster. Why? Because in a democracy, leaders have to respond. If they fail, we vote them out. Reason 2. Better decisions through discussions. In democracy, decisions take time, but they're more informed. Many voices lead to fewer mistakes. Reason 3. It respects diversity. In a diverse country like India, democracy is the only peaceful way for people with different views to live together. Reason 4. It gives you dignity. In democracy, your voice matters, no matter your background. You don't just live under a government. You are the government. Reason 5. Corrects its own mistakes. No system is mistake-free, but democracy gives us tools to fix it through criticism, protest, and elections. Democracy isn't just about voting. It's a way of thinking. It's in how we treat our family, our classmates, even people we disagree with. When everyone gets a voice, that's democracy in action. Democracy isn't something far away. It's not just in Parliament. It's in you, in every question you ask, every protest you make, every vote you cast. And that's why, even with all its flaws, democracy is still our best hope. If this video helped you understand democracy better, like, share, and subscribe. And remember, a good democracy depends on good citizens. This was all about what is democracy and why democracy.